Here at JCHS STEAM Camp, we interviewed some of the other classes going on during camp. First camp we went to was coding with Miss Nix.
I am Miss Nix, and we are still working on the introduction to coding, computer programming, and the basics of that. And so we're really focused in both sets of activities because we have two groups. So in both sets of activities, there's Python language being used, but with the code.org group, they're using drag and drop blocks. And so that kind of coding it's under the hood of that is what these guys are doing, which is Python. So they're actually typing in the syntax coding over here for the game Code Combat. So there are lots of fundamental things involved.
After that, we traveled to the gym where field day was abundant. We talked to Robert Rosser about what he loves.
My name is Robert Rosser, and I'm a professional at the primary school. And what me and Ms. Middlebrooks are doing is called Field Day Fun. And basically what it is we took about 10, 11 field day games or activities, and we taught them the rules. We let them play it to get kind of accustomed to it. Then we let them get a little bit competitive. Physical activity, it keeps them off the streets. It keeps them from doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and it teaches them that all education isn't bad education. And if it helps them stay just a little bit more physically fit, then that's great too. The games, like like teaching itself is just fun because you get to experience that aha or joyous moment when the child understands it. But teaching them games, you get to interact, you get to play, you get to have fun, and it's not as strict and strenuous as a classroom setting.
Finally, we went to Agenda Home to interview Carrie Roach, who was an assistant in the class.
I chose to be assistant for this class because I thought that it would be interesting to learn something new about how ag is in our home. It's something that we don't think about every day, so I thought it would be interesting to learn more about it. The part that I find interesting is really when the kids find, what I find interesting is when the kids find something interesting and when they like something. I think it's good that they're learning something, and it's just good to see their smiles on their faces. When they cut the cucumbers, it's really just making sure that they're using the knives safely because they are sharp and they can hurt themselves. So just making sure that they're practicing good safety measures. They planted tomatoes and cucumbers and squash, and they had different types of mints. I would suggest this class for kids. I think that ag in our home is something that's kind of getting forgotten with all the technology that's out there today. So I think that it's a good class.
Next door, children were getting up close with fungus in a fungus among us. They took a piece of bread and slathered it with germs. Then they identified the types of fungus.
This is the beginning band percussion camp. This week we've got those students that are wanting to learn how to play percussion instruments. And so right behind me we have one of the many things that we're doing. We're doing a coordination game, counting game, to teach everybody about counting, but also about being a part of a band, which is more than just playing an instrument, but being a part of a group, being a part of a team, so that you understand the importance of what your role is. All right, when one person messes up, it affects everybody else. It's preparing them to be in band next year. And so we get them started, we show them how to practice, and then at the end of the camp, then they're given some goals that they're going to work on their own over the rest of the summer, so that in the fall, when they start in the beginning band, then they're prepared to start at a higher level than those that are actually just starting in the fall. Percussion is anything that you hit with your hand, or strike with a stick or a mallet, or shake. Those are all percussion instruments. So you've got all the drums, you've got mallet instruments that include bells, xylophone, marimba, vibraphone, and then you've got all the auxiliary instruments as well. All right, the smaller instruments and toys and things like that, you know, little ratchet sounds and all that kind of thing. Those all go into the percussion area. All the sound effects oftentimes are being allocated to the percussion section.
I am doing the STEAM camp on, is it real or is it photoshopped? And so this week we've been learning about Photoshop, learning how to edit photos, how to put in text, how to take people out of pictures, how to put people into pictures. And I think the students have enjoyed what we've been doing. This is part of the design class that I teach second year for the intro, excuse me, for the interactive media pathway. And so I was giving these children an opportunity to learn Photoshop ahead of time.
I really like computers and I like art, and when you Photoshop, it kind of combines the two. Right now, we're doing a creative project where you take two pictures and you combine them, or you can really do whatever you want. And as of now, I took a snow globe and I put a girl in it. I'd like for them to look at it and say, wow, that's cool, how did she do that, or how was that even possible, and maybe even introduce them to Photoshop themselves.
From the first time I tried it, I just really enjoyed it, and I really worked on the wheel ever since. And I do a lot of different types of artwork, but if I have to just pick something to do just for art, it's pottery on the wheel. Simple cups, vases. You know, the biggest thing about throwing on the wheel, which is what we're doing back here in the back, is learning how to center. And then once it's centered, when you open it up and begin to learn to stretch it, everything is made out of just a tall cylinder.
I'm making a turtle because I like turtles, and this is my second animal. My first one was a gigantic boar.
In this class, we've done coil pots, and then we made slab boxes, and they're little boxes like made out of clay, but you have to make them. It's like not easy. You have to roll it out, and so.
It was short like this.
My dad, he designs websites for like the church that we have and the different organizations, and so I thought I'd learn some about it too. Right now, we're working on a design for the STEAM camp for the school website, for the middle school website, to go on there to replace the previous STEAM page.
I've been teaching web design in my classes during the school year for several years, and so I wanted to teach web design during summer camp so that it give the kids an opportunity to learn that outside of the classroom where we could apply real life situations. This for the summer camp this month is to build a page that can be shared throughout the district that showcases summer camp itself. So we're going to build a web page that can be used out on our school site.